In budget 2022, something changed with CPF, which is this. Basic retirement sum will be increased 3.5% each year for the next 5 years. And of course, basic retirement sum is half of full retirement sum. And if basic retirement sum increases 3.5%, naturally the full retirement sum FRS and ERS, enhanced retirement sum, also increases correspondingly. Now, basic retirement sum is a scheme if you want to take out more monies from your CPF. All you need to do is just pledge your property. So that all you need is just half of the full retirement sum. With your pledged property, you can potentially withdraw more out. But as I mentioned on the channel, if can aim for the enhanced retirement sum, which is 1.5x of full retirement sum, so you get more cash flows coming out from CPF. In this tutorial, I'll be touching a bit on my projections to my own full retirement sum. So hopefully you can see your number there also, and also give you a snapshot as to what are my expectations moving forward. But the first thing is this. Mr. Lawrence Wong has mentioned also there's no requirement for members to top up CPF if they are unable to match BRS, basic retirement sum. And there are also no changes to CPF withdrawal rules. So with that clarified, let's roll in the intro video and I'll show you more figures that will impact you. Hi guys, welcome back. I've seen many videos from CPF because they impact a topic which I talk a lot on this channel, which is retirement. This video in particular has a lot of publicity. Honest talks with CPF. To save you time, I'll give you the key learning points that Minister Tan See Leng has mentioned. The first question is, why does CPF full retirement sum keep increasing? The simple answer is that inflation affects our livelihood, and CPF's full retirement sum is meant to enable that we can meet our basic retirement needs. Let me invite you to take a guess. When it started in 1987, what was the monthly amount that a full retirement sum would pay out? I'll roll a quick clock. Leave your comments in the sections below. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is only $300. $300, that's $10 a day. If you go to hawker center right now, you buy 2 plates of chicken rice and 2 kopi, that $10 is gone already. So definitely cannot meet 2022's living standards. That is why this goalpost needs to keep shifting. But Minister Tan See Leng has also mentioned a few key parts. That CPF, he believes, is a very powerful pension scheme. It doesn't have a lot of restrictions. In fact, CPF OA can be used for property, CPF Medisave can be used for medical needs, and this has a lot more flexibility than pension schemes overseas. He suggested that CPF OA is a good backup, especially for anyone that's working in the gig economy like a GrabFood rider or a Grab driver, and it's a good anchor for savings. I kind of agree on that. That's why increasingly I've been showing more material on CPF to help Singaporeans in planning retirement. So without further ado, let me show you some key numbers on my own projected full retirement sum. I'm age of 38, so I did the math all the way to my age. So if you're slightly older than me, free ride, you can see the numbers I projected. If you're younger, just extrapolate a bit more. So here it is. As you can see, full retirement sum for the next 5 years is given ready. And government has actually rounded to the nearest $100. So instead of denomination 1000, now it's 100. So this 5 which I'll highlight for you is already confirmed. In 2027, it's 228.2 thousand for full retirement sum. Now what I've done in terms of the math is just to extrapolate 3.5% and rounding to a nearest $100. So as you can see in the table that runs furthermore, you realize that this number escalates. And if this projection is correct, when I reach the age of 55, my full retirement sum will be $345,100. Correspondingly, if you're age of 40 now, you reach age 55 in 2037. Your FRS is $322.1 thousand. If you're age of 45, your full retirement sum will be calculated in year 2032. And that means an amount projected at $271,200. If you need, take a screenshot over here and I'll move on to more findings to explain my interpretation of things. I don't think that 3.5% will be used all the way for the next 10 years. There's a few reasons why. I studied some material of previous increments of this full retirement sum. And in a Facebook post, Minister Tan See Leng has also said that 8 out of 10 active CPF members aged 55 in 2027 are expected to have at least the BRS, basic retirement sum, in their account already. And that is the highest level of people so far. So that is good. That's an objective kind of already met. The second key part is median income needs to keep pace with this 3.5% compounding projection, correct? And if we see over here in this Seedly snapshot, last few years median salary increased by 3.2% in 2020, 3.6% in 2021, that's when we had some recovery, and projected this year only 3.1%. Now let me ask you this, if median salary increases at less than 3.5%, then again, slightly more people won't be able to reach full retirement sum, correct? So that needs to be factored in. And if we look in terms of history, in 2011 to 2016, the median income actually increased at 4.5%, but our pace has kind of dropped already. That is why my belief is that there's no need to sustain 3.5% compounding after the next 5 years. I believe it will drop to 3%. And there's a further reason why also. If you see, projected core inflation is 1.5% year on year. Although CPI all items, the amount of inflation is 3.2% year on year. It really does not justify a need to raise 3.5% all the way. That is why I've taken the hard work to prepare a projection that is at 3% to show you. And because it's taken our team hours to prepare this presentation for you, smash the like button as a way of saying thanks, and I also appreciate that. With that, let me show you my findings. If we were to project FRS at 3% after 2027, we would get this table over here. Which means correspondingly, if you're age 45 this year, your FRS could be 264.6k instead of 271.2k. And for myself, when I reach the age of 55, it may be 325.6k instead of 345.1k. And as always, any amounts above full retirement sum, you can choose to withdraw it. So this is a good figure to keep in mind because that liquidity might be useful in older years. But full retirement sum FRS is meant to give you your monthly income, correct, from the age of 65 onwards. That is why instead of focusing on that absolute number, let's focus a bit more on the per month number because that is like income to you, a bit more relatable. So to be prudent, let's use back the 3.5% per annum growth rate for full retirement sum. I've next prepared for you this table. You see over here that the full retirement sum for next 5 years is baked in already. But beyond that, that is my projection if FRS continues at 3.5%. You see again that if you're age of 45, your projected per month, assuming you're on the standard plan, is $2,200. And for myself, when I reach the age of 55, I believe that the full retirement sum, if it is indeed 345.1k, would give me a CPF Life payout as standard plan $2,800 per month. Now, if you need, take a snapshot of this, and if you have questions, leave in the comment sections below. I'll try to help as best as I can. With that, let me round up things with a key point. When you choose your CPF Life, you have actually 3 plans: standard, basic, and escalating. I've seen many times certain confusion on which is more suitable for an individual, and I'd like to give you my take on things because I do a lot of financial planning, and this is the same advice I give to my private clients. In any case, if you're keen, look for my links below for one-to-one advisory work. How you should consider between these 3 plans is this. Ask yourself, do you really have dependents that you need to leave monies for? If you're, for example, single and you don't have children, why not lean more towards the standard plan? That is more payout, correct? The bequest amount is slightly less. But on the other hand, if you value the need to leave behind an estate for your next generation, then consider more on the basic plan because that gives you smaller amount, but with the bequest, the total could be bigger. Then what about for escalating plan? If you do not have property investments or too much in terms of equity investments, then lean more towards the escalating plan. And how it works is escalating plan pays you the least at the start, but that inflates at 2% per annum all the way for lifetime, which means you protect yourself against longevity and inflation. And especially when you don't have too much assets, having a fixed amount from standard or basic doesn't really help you. Escalating plan should be what you lean towards in terms of thinking for your own retirement. So hopefully I've given you a good answer. And again, if it's benefited you, smash the like button. If that, I'll sign off from here and invite you to some of my previous CPF tutorials on CPF and housing, as well as CPF on how you can actually choose between the various plans. With that, I'll sign off from here and see you there too. Take care and goodbye.